Imagine the most powerful man in the kingdom, a ruler with riches beyond measure, armies at his command, and a throne that glittered in gold. Yet when the sun went down, he did not rest on silk sheets, he did not sleep in royal chambers. Instead, every single night, he climbed into a coffin, shut the heavy lid, and laid there as if already dead. But why would a king sleep in a coffin every night? Was it madness? A curse? Or the greatest secret to his power? Centuries ago, in a kingdom now lost to history, there lived a ruler unlike any other. His people called him the King of Shadows. To his enemies, he was a ghost they could never defeat. To his subjects, he was both feared and worshipped. But behind the palace walls, the king lived with a secret so bizarre, so unsettling, that even his closest servants dared not whisper about it. Each night, when darkness fell, he ordered a coffin to be brought into his chamber. It was no ordinary coffin. It was carved from black oak, lined with velvet, polished like a mirror of death. The guards, frozen with unease, would watch as their ruler climbed inside, folded his arms across his chest, and shut the lid. They stood in silence, holding their breath, never knowing if their king would rise again in the morning. And yet, without fail at dawn, the coffin creaked open, and the king emerged, alive, calm, and more determined than ever. But why would the most powerful man in the land choose to sleep as if he were already dead? Some believed he was cursed, that a prophecy had warned, "The day you sleep in a bed, your kingdom will fall." Others whispered he feared assassins, that the coffin was his disguise, hiding him from blades in the night. And then there were those who said it was madness, that the king had stared into death so long on the battlefield, he no longer felt alive unless he touched the edge of the grave. But the truth was far more human, and far more haunting. One evening, a young servant, brave enough to question what no one dared, asked the king, "Your Majesty, why do you sleep in a coffin, when the world has given you every comfort?" The king looked at him, eyes burning with wisdom, and whispered, "Because power blinds men. Riches, glory, thrones, they trick you into thinking you are a god." He continued, "But when I lie in that coffin, I remember. I remember that I am mortal, that one day, no crown, no gold, no army will save me. Each night, I sleep with death, so that each morning, I wake with humility." And so, the coffin was not his curse, but his teacher. His reminder that every sunrise was a gift, that every decision carried the weight of lives, that he was not eternal, but a servant of time, just like the rest of us. The king who slept in a coffin ruled longer than any before him. His enemies feared him not just for his armies, but because he carried no fear of death. His people followed him, because unlike most rulers, he never forgot their suffering. And when at last he truly did meet death, they say he welcomed it, as an old friend he had been sleeping beside all his life. His story is forgotten in history books, yet his lesson echoes across centuries. We chase power, wealth, and fame as if we will live forever. But the coffin reminds us, we will not. What matters is not the throne we sit on, but the life we live before the lid closes. So tell me, if tonight was your last night, would you live it differently?